Следующим у нас выступит Маша, активистка нашего движения, у которой за плечами около 15 лет активизма, включая Химкинский лес и мэрскую кампанию Навального, и огромное количество акций как внутри России, так и здесь. И просто хочу сказать от РДС, как мы тебя сильно любим, и как ты помогаешь нам оставаться одним движением в хорошем настроении. Спасибо.
Я тоже выступлю по-английски. Большое спасибо, Лиза, большое спасибо всем. Hello. I'm very glad to see so many people today. It's incredible. And actually, I'm just seeing how many people are standing there. This is insane. Well done, everyone. As the war has ravaged Ukraine, Ukrainian families have been torn apart, homes destroyed, and communities shattered. Amidst all the chaos, the LGBTQ plus community in Ukraine has faced a unique set of challenges that have been overlooked. The limited number of NGOs and community organizations that provided support and advocacy has been forced to shut down or relocate due to the invasion. This has left many LGBTQ plus individuals without access to essential services such as healthcare, legal aid, and mental health support. The impact of the war on the LGBTQ plus community has been particularly devastating for trans people. The disruption of healthcare services means that many have been unable to access hormone replacement therapy or gender-affirming surgeries. This has left them exposed to physical and mental health risks as well as social exclusion. In Ukraine, Russia, and Belarus, the LGBTQ plus community is vulnerable. As such, it is crucial that we stand in solidarity with one another and work together to ensure that our rights and freedoms are protected. We must continue to support each other, to advocate for our rights, and to create a more just and equitable society for all. 10 years ago, the so-called gay propaganda law, or to use its official title, the Federal Law for the Purpose of Protecting Children from Information Advocating a Denial of Traditional Family Values, was passed in Russia. It was introduced in 2013, at the time when same-sex marriage was being legalized in multiple countries, including the UK. The world was moving forward, and Russia was moving backwards. What did this propaganda law mean in practice? Since its introduction, there has been over 100 cases started against LGBTQ plus organizations and others. Any material relating to queer topics must be labeled as 18 plus. LGBTQ plus organizations in Russia were forced into self-censorship and had to significantly cut their work of supporting young LGBTQ plus people in Russia. This quickly deepened into unacceptable levels of state-supported homophobia and transphobia. Over the years, the Russian audience of state TV channels were fed lies and disinformation about LGBTQ plus people in Europe, or, as it was called by some, Gayropa, claiming that the protection of LGBTQ plus is a Western conspiracy designed to destroy the so-called traditional values of Russia. Queer people in Russia knew that the restrictive legislation introduced in 2014 was not about protecting minors. Queer people knew it was just the start of countrywide censorship. Queer people knew that it was just the beginning, that it was the way to crack down on those who don't want to be just another brick in the wall. After Russia invaded Ukraine, LGBTQ plus people were one of the first targets of state censorship. In the first few weeks, every popular media where LGBTQ plus people had a platform was shut down, including Echo of Moscow, Dozhd, Vanderzin, Novaya Gazeta, and many others. In autumn 2022, the unlawful and democratic Russian parliament unanimously brought new LGBT laws. The new bill criminalized any act regarded as an attempt to promote what Russia calls non-traditional sexual relations, or a desire to change sex, in film, online, in advertising, or in public. As a result, at the moment, there is not a single organization in Russia which works with LGBTQ plus issues officially. Organizations that work with people with HIV have either stopped their work or removed any mention of anything gay-related from their materials. You can no longer access movies, books, or stage a play which shows queer people in a neutral or positive way. 10 years ago, the world did nothing to protect Russian queers. 9 years ago, the world did nothing to prevent Russia from occupying Crimea and parts of eastern Ukraine. Today, we have a fully fledged war in the middle of Europe, and there is no one left to protect the queer people of Russia. In both cases, we have a fascist state deciding for others how they should live their life and identify. It is essential that we recognize and address the unique challenges that LGBTQ plus community has faced during the war of Ukraine. We must strive to ensure that they're included in our efforts to rebuild and heal Ukraine. We must continue to spread awareness of the persecution that LGBTQ people continue to face in Russia. We must create a safe and inclusive environment where all queer people can access the support and services they need to thrive. I specifically want to mention Queer Suite, an organization that helps LGBTQ people and the global majority affected by war in Ukraine, and others, such as United Queerdom, which we had a speaker, Alex, earlier today. Please support those organizations, it's very important at this time. To the queer people in the audience, no one is free until we're all free. I urge you to support queer people in any place touched by this war. Нет войне! Слава Украине!
Героям слава!
Thank you very much.